Good evening. A Butler County judge ordered that Rose Hill man to just 60 days in jail and 4 years of probation after the death of his 6-year-old adoptive daughter.
Kennedy Schroer, born as Natalie Garcia, died after abuse from her adoptive mother, found buried in the backyard of their home.
KAKE's Lily O'Brien spoke with investigators and the county attorney about why this sentence didn't go higher and why some say it isn't enough. Lily.
Well, Chris and Deb, the Rose Hill police chief tells us this case will haunt him forever. Now, you might remember Christina Schroer, the adoptive mother, was sentenced last month to nearly 18 years in prison for the murder of Kennedy Schroer and the Medicaid payments the couple continued to collect. Joseph Schroer, that adoptive father, faces a much lighter sentence.
Anybody who's ever looked at that smile, anybody who's ever talked to the sisters, anybody who's ever dived into this case to see what it was and what happened, this is nowhere near enough.
Those words coming from Rose Hill Police Chief Taylor Parlier as Joseph Schroer was sentenced to 60 days in jail, over $13,000 in restitution, and 4 years of probation after the murder of his 6-year-old adopted daughter, Kennedy.
I don't know why he's sitting over there crying. I think it's probably because he's guilty.
Her remains were found buried in the backyard of the Schroer home last year. Investigators believe she died after her adoptive mother stuffed her in a box.
It just isn't right.
A Butler County judge sentenced Joseph Schroer on 2 counts of aggravated child endangerment and 1 count of Medicaid fraud. He denies involvement in the death of Kennedy.
This is not just a passive person. This is not just somebody who is sorrowful for their actions. This is a person who took an active role. And it's disgusting that we ended up where we're at.
Schroer will pay $300 per month for the $13,413.82 owed in restitution. His sentencing for aggravated child endangerment came from the abuse of a different adoptive child.
Locked in a basement, restricted from food, punished, placed in a closet.
Parlier says this case has made him look differently at the foster care system.
The state seems to be wanting to throw money at it without giving it the appropriate oversight.
Investigators detail a pattern of abuse inside the home.
Christina told Joseph to put a bucket in a basement so the girls could pee in it, so they couldn't come out of a closet. One of the girls was in the 75th percentile of her weight when she got to this house and left under the 5th percentile. Christina made statements that she was going to sell the girls to sex traffickers and drug dealers.
Parlier says probation is not enough.
The judges, I think, wanted to do more. The prosecutor wanted to do more, but we are where the statutes allow us to be, and it's very sad.
Schroer's sentencing came as 7 months per count, served consecutively. However, Kansas sentencing guidelines cap Schroer's maximum possible prison time.
There's a special rule allocation which says you can only do, the maximum is double the base. So the maximum amount or underlying prison sentence that Joseph Schroer could face is 14 months based upon the charges for which he's pled.
And those 14 months in prison only come if he's removed from probation.
We have a fiduciary duty to protect these children that we've taken from their biological families, and to be quite blunt, we're failing.
And Parlier tells us this case took such a toll on him, he wasn't sure if he'd be able to continue working in law enforcement. Prosecutors say the sentencing may be over, but the emotional toll and work to protect Kansas's foster children are far from over. In studio, Lily O'Brien, KAKE News on your side.